Hey, what's up, YouTubers? Grant F here again, back with another video review for you guys. And I gotta say, this particular movie that I saw, I was expecting this movie to be a complete disappointment. Was totally thinking it was just gonna fail horribly, but to my surprise, I almost like this movie better than the first film. And that is, of course, 300 Rise of an Empire. It has been 7 years since the first 300 came out, and I, ever since I saw the very end of 300, where, they're finishing narrating the story, and they're on the battlefield of Plataea with 10,000 Greeks and 10,000 Spartans and free Greeks getting ready to take on the Persian army. I was like, I want to see that in the next 300 movie. I want to see that battle. Well, and 300 Rise of an Empire, you don't quite get that. What you get is a film that kind of it takes place before the events of 300, during the events of the first 300, and then after the events of the first 300, more closely towards the end. It's interesting because you do get some backstory behind some characters that you didn't really know about. You really find out more about Xerxes' past and his relationship with his father and how he rose to power as a god king. You also get some backstory behind, other characters, like the Persian messenger actually played a big role, influencing one certain character's, future. There's lots of different, Easter eggs that you can find in and throughout this film if you paid attention when you watch the first 300 when you see this one. The lead that plays the character called Themistocles, he's an Athenian, and he's trying to get support for, after Leonidas and the 300 get killed in the first one, he's trying to, rally support and get hope for the people of Greece to unite and defeat Persia. But, people won't get behind him because not a lot of people really care for Athens. And unfortunately, Themistocles has a really difficult time, trying to get, Queen, now a widow, Queen Gorga, Leonidas' wife, to send them more support with their navy. And she refuses because she's like, haven't we given you enough already, And you kind of understand where she's coming from. This film, it has the same kind of look and feel in that, like, badass slow-mo where they're like, the really cool, slow and then sped up, anime, type of cinematography. The visual effects are amazing. But what I thought more than anything really kicked ass in this film was the naval warfare aspect of it. It shows them, the people down below rowing, and then you actually see the people that are rowing in the Persian ships and how they're treated way differently because they're whipped and abused and tortured they're basically slaves. And, with Themistocles and his Athenian navy, you get to see how they coordinate attacks and how they are able to ram ships. I mean, it's really something to behold. And I saw this with a buddy of mine and his girlfriend in IMAX 3D, and it was like, the 3D actually was really good. I was thinking that the 3D with this film was just going to be another cheap tie-in and that it was going to be really blurry and shitty, like most, 3D tie-ins are with a lot of films that come out these days in 3D. But to my surprise, the 3D was actually really cool. There is a lot more blood and gore in this one than there was in the first 300. You just see tons of geysering, spurting blood coming at you in 3D. Sometimes it would have this effect where it would hit the screen and it would stay on the screen for a few seconds. Like it was stuck to the camera lens, which was kind of cool. I guess I think you guys are obviously getting, the idea that I really loved this movie, and I did, but it wasn't better than the first 300. There were some lines and some problems with the pacing of the film that kind of kept it from being at that level, better than the first 300. The non-linear, timeline with it going back and forth between the events of 300, after and before, it gets kind of a little muddled and confusing. It could have been like a little, tidied up and maybe a little bit more clear and concise. But all in all, I had a blast with this movie. I thought it was completely entertaining from beginning to end. I thought the main guy, I'm sorry, I can't remember his name. I think he's on an HBO show called Strike Back, but I can't remember the actor's name. The guy that played Themistocles, he had some big shoes to fill because Gerard Butler was the lead, and he has such a presence in the first 300. Such great lines like, tonight we dine in hell. I mean, that's kind of hard to top. An actor that has that much oomph to him, but. For the material and the dialogue that he had, I thought he made it work. He was a relatable character because the Athenians are different from the Spartans because the Spartans were all about dying. They were all about having their glory in death and dying on the battlefield with honor. Where the Athenians they're like when someone dies, they're not happy. They're actually really sad. They're more in tune to like how normal people would react if you were to be on the battlefield and one of your best friends were to be killed or decapitated or whatever. You'd be horrified and saddened and depressed, and it really there's a line where his men are losing faith in him and Themistocles, and he turns around and basically tells them, like, do you think I fucking like doing this? Do you think I like widowing, every woman, or, making every boy and girl an orphan by their fathers being killed under my command, and you really kind of, like, got the sense that he had this big guilt, this burden over his head as being, a guy in the position that he was, and I really liked his character. I liked him a lot, but by far the best fucking part about this movie was Eva Green as the naval commander for the Persian ships and the Persian army. She was without a doubt like one of the best villains I've seen in a long time. She was just so evil, and you could just tell she was just eating up the role. Like, she just loved it, was having fun with it. It was almost like the Joker in The Dark Knight. Whenever she was on screen, you just couldn't help but, keep your eyes on her at all times because you didn't know what she was going to do, because you didn't know if she would, insult you or if she would, cut your arm off or cut your throat. I mean, she was just so batshit crazy in the movie. But yeah, she was by far the best part about the film, and there's actually a really very titillating sex scene in this film with her, and I gotta say, she has some great boobies, not gonna lie. But yeah, guys, that is my review for the shockingly not disappointing and actually pretty darn good 300 Rise of an Empire. I think it has a 45 or 44% on Rotten Tomatoes, which I completely disagree with. I think it easily deserves a 60 or a 70%. Hell, I think even the first 300 only got a 63% or something like that. But yeah, guys, hit me back with your thoughts and comments, and if you like what you see here, please like, comment, and subscribe, and you'll get to see more videos of me and doing more reviews. And you guys let me know what you thought of 300 Rise of an Empire, and let me know in the comments if you thought it was better than the first 300, or if you thought it lived up to the first one. I'm kind of with the latter. I thought it lived up to the first 300, and it was a worthy sequel. So, alright guys, well that's my review. I'll catch you guys later, and I'll see y'all with another video review of mine. Peace.